with your hosts with the most Jennifer as always. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know, I just went like extremely close to you guys. Sorry. Anyway, so we are reviewing a movie called Abandoned Mine, or aka The Mine, depending on where you see it, what title it's under, and everything. But anyway, I actually came across this on Screambox. I know it's been forever since I've done anything from Screambox because like Shudder has been knocking it out of the park. That Screambox just seems so second rate at this point. But anyway, once in a while you can actually find something pretty decent on Screambox. But anyway, Abandoned Mine came out in 2012, starring Miss Alexa Penavega from the Spy Kids movies and everything, been in a ton of other stuff. Great little actress, terrific little actress. I've always kind of liked her. But anyway, so this movie, basic premise, a bunch of lifelong friends have this tradition every year on Halloween to go pretty much spend the night at like a haunted location, you know, like a graveyard or wherever, just somewhere kind of spooky. So kids get together. One of their friends is back in town, who is actually the ex-girlfriend of Alexa's character's boyfriend. Like they used to be together. Now they're not, because the one girl like moved away for school or whatever, or went to school, and they split up. Blah blah blah. And so yeah, so some stuff kind of comes up, and I gotta say, you guys, there's gonna be spoilers in this. So if you really don't want to know what's going on, turn me off, go watch the movie first if you like, or if you don't really care, whatever. So, these guys, you know, they're going out and everything, and actually the one girl that's back in town brought one of her friends from school and stuff that came up and stuff, and here's the thing, he's Indian, and he's like, oh, my name's Ethan. They're like, your name's Ethan? You're like straight up from India. And he's like, well, my name is actually really hard to pronounce. No one can ever pronounce it, so just kind of go ahead and call me Ethan. They ask him, like, what his name is. He says his name, and, like, the jock guy, the ex-boyfriend to the one girl, is, like, trying to pronounce his name, but he's just kind of coming off as a jerk and stuff, and I feel like that's kind of why the Ethan character was like, just call me Ethan, because he kind of had an idea about what type of crowd these two guys were, that were joining them and everything. So, but anyway, so they go and everything, and, you know, the boyfriend's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to a mine, and then it's not until about when they're almost there that he kind of lets loose what mine they're going to, and Alexa Vega's character is like, no, I'm not going, I don't want to go, like, you didn't say it was this mine, like, people that we've known have gone down there and died, and the boyfriend's like, oh yeah, died, and, you know, doesn't believe it or anything, and even the Ethan character, which I like his character in this, because he, you know, he's talking about, like, sort of, like, his religion and everything, and in India, they don't believe in ghosts and everything for, you know, various reasons, and he's like, you know, it's hard, it's pretty easy not to believe in ghosts when, you know, all you have to do is kind of, like, think pure thoughts and just, you know, this and that or whatever, just stay away from negativity and stuff. So, you know, throughout this movie, though, with little things happening, and they keep asking, well, do you believe in ghosts now? Do you believe in ghosts now? He's like, well, I haven't really seen anything, but you could tell he's scared. Like, you could tell he's like, you know, but he doesn't want to believe in them yet. You know, he's almost sort of the voice of reason among the group. He has kind of like a pretty level head and everything. He's trying to sort of think things through and everything. And so, yeah, so we kind of just all see, like, what's going on with this and everything. Their whole, like, shenanigans, like, all this stuff is kind of, like, going on. Like, the one, not the boyfriend, but the other guy that's with them, not Ethan, but the other, like, buddy, the other, like, football player who kind of just gets, like, trashed on by Alexa's boyfriend. And pretty early on, you kind of see, like, okay, this kid is just, he's just, oh, like, even at one point, the kid, the other guy, the guy, friend, was kind of like, you know, we're not in high school anymore, this isn't the freaking football field, you're not the quarterback, you're not this, you're not that, like, you know, honestly, like, you're just a jerk. And basically that's kind of what you're thinking this entire movie and everything. And so, you know, all this stuff is happening, all the friends are, like, disappearing and dying and everything. And the interesting thing is that, like, we'll see something happen, but then, like, we won't really see, like, the follow-up with it. So then we get sort of, like, towards the end, like, maybe the last 20 minutes or so. Because here's the thing, too, like, while this is going on, someone's watching, like, these video cassette tapes that the kids were recording on, like, these helmet cams, because the boyfriend brought helmet cams. He's like, oh, we're gonna record this and everything. You're kind of like, like, I wonder why they're recording this. It comes full circle towards the end and everything, and we see that all this stuff that's happening and everything is actually, and here's where the spoilers really come into play, because I can't really talk about a lot of stuff without talking about the ending and stuff. The ending, basically find out that this whole thing is an elaborate prank that the two guys were kind of in on. They're like, oh, let's get our friends, they think it's haunted and everything, blah, blah, blah. And you sort of see at one point, towards the end, that, they put in the one tape of him sort of explaining everything. You see, like, the different events unfolding and how he ended up pulling off and everything. And, like, even Alexa Vega's character, who didn't want to be down there, she's freaked out as it is. She's seeing all this stuff that she thinks is real. The boyfriend's kind of like, come on, like, it's just for fun, blah, blah, just one more gag, and then, I'll call it off and stuff. Just like, all right, kind of reluctantly is like, all right, let's do this, fine, whatever. They put a little rope on her foot and stuff so she can get dragged and stuff. So you kind of see all this stuff sort of unfolding, almost like how April Fool's Day was the original version back in the 80s, and you're kind of like, oh! But here's the thing, though, too, because right before they sort of do this, the one other character, the other female character, the ex-girlfriend, we see her kind of, like, possessed and sort of cut someone's head off, like, goes or, like, cut someone, something happened. You can kind of figure out who she ended up killing before they, like, show it at the end, and you kind of, this is the point where you really kind of know exactly what the rest of the movie is going to play out as, and that's kind of okay. With me, I was kind of okay with, I know a lot of people are sort of like, oh, really? Like, really? Now it's just like, everything makes sense. Really, why should you watch it? I think it's pretty decent to watch till the end. But, so you kind of see all of this and everything, and honestly, to tell you the truth, like, the boyfriend, too, Alexa's boyfriend, deserves exactly what he freaking gets in this movie. I will have to say that, for me, the payoff was definitely well worth it, even though, like I said, it's, once you get to a certain point, you're just like, okay, so predictable on what's gonna happen. So, and here's the thing, too, so, as I mentioned, the one girl who's back in town and Alexa's boyfriend used to be together, so, she kind of figures it out. Alexa Vega's character figures it out. She's like, oh, so you were just using me to get her to come along so you guys could hopefully get back together. Like, she's pissed off. She's livid. But she's like, you know what? I'm going to go find my friend who you just scared the shit out of, because I'm not leaving her down there while, this guy is going up to, get to the car and try and get some help or whatever. Like, I'm gonna go try and find my friend. She gets a little bit, like, messed up, too, with different things that happen. Like, she breaks her leg and stuff. And it just, like, so here's the thing. There's a small moment where he does kind of, sort of redeems himself a little bit, where he's kind of, like, then, making a splint for Alexa's leg, carrying her so that way they can find the friend and everything, the other two people. And then, of course, with the one girl's character, she ends up getting, like, possessed, because they realize, oh, okay, there's actually, like, this place is actually haunted. And even the boyfriend, at one point, sort of, like, sees this, like, trio of ghosts that, that's the legend, he actually sees them and everything, and, once he enters this one room, he pretty much gets killed off. He's literally, like, the one kill in this movie, but it is worth it. I thought it was worth it, in my opinion. I'm just saying. In this movie, I have to say, like, it's not anything, like, super, super great or anything. It's not spectacular. I've certainly seen better movies. I've seen a lot worse movies. This is just one that it was fun, especially too because I watched this right after I watched Bird Box last night, and so maybe because I just watched such an intense movie in Bird Box, and then going to this, it was kind of like, okay, something just fun, something just to kind of see like, okay, what are they doing with this? Like honestly, if I had to give this a rating, I'd say like maybe like 5.5 to about a 6 out of 10. Like, yeah, it's nothing really great. It's nothing spectacular, but it's decent. And here's the thing: I would be okay with owning a copy of this, whether it was from Horror Rot or a Horror Bag, or if I saw it like a thrift store, or if I maybe came across it at work or Walmart for a decent price and I hit a couple extra bucks. I would definitely pick this up just to watch it again, have it in my collection. I mean, that's the thing. It's a decent little one that exists. Nothing spectacular, and this is not for everyone. I know a lot of you guys probably watch this and be like, "This is a load of crap." I respect that. I get it. I get why people would not like this one, but I think there are a few of you out there who might watch this one, kind of like me, who's just like, I just want something to be entertained by. This will definitely entertain you. And like I said, there's certain things that like once you get to a point too, you're like, oh yeah, then again, I did just spoil it for you guys, so whatever. Excuse me. I mean, it's nothing like terrible or anything. It's just run of the mill horror movie, basically run of the mill horror movie. In my opinion, not that bad. And here's something too, because this easily could have been a straight up found footage movie with that same sort of like camera style and everything, and that like sort of imagery. But I part of me kind of wishes it was a found footage, but at the same time, I'm glad that they just made it as like a studio film, no sort of found footage-esque type. I mean, there's some of that, but it's not like Blair Witch or anything, or the Poughkeepsie Tapes, where it's like that same visual style. So I am pretty glad that they didn't go that route, because I mean, once again, like you guys know I'm not the biggest found footage fan, but once in a while I find one I like. Glad they didn't really do it with this one. I kind of wish maybe they would have, just to see what it would have been like. But honestly, more than anything, I'm glad it's just a regular studio film. And this, obviously, it does have flaws and everything. Like I said, it has some flaws. I mean, there's very kind of obvious at certain points of what's going on and everything. But it is a decent one to check out. So definitely worth seeing, worth watching. Like I said, it's on Screambox. You can stream it free from there. Or if you'd like, you can go to Amazon Prime. And I believe rent it for about $2.99 in Prime, or on Prime. This is actually called The Mine. So just in case you guys are trying to find it, just saying. Definitely check it out. Like I said, not all of you guys are going to like this. It's not up all of your alleys. But some of you guys might actually kind of have some appreciation for this. Have kind of like me, like I said. It's if you just want to be kind of semi-entertained, nothing to change your world or anything, check it out. Give this one a chance. I'm just saying. For those of you who may have actually seen this movie, let me know in the comments what you thought of this. Till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.